What's happening, guys? Speed bump. We're headed out to the woods to start up the pumps. We're barely hanging on by a thread here to the season. We feel like we got maybe some favorable weather coming, and we have been freezing the last couple of days, and now it's supposed to get up to 50. But what I wanted to do is check out all 5 locations, see if and how they run, and maybe do a little bit of see I told you so. So stick around. All right, guys, behind me, this is woods number 5. This is the first one I can hit on my way out to the world headquarters from the mean streets of Marshfield. We got electric here. You saw it maybe in the last video. We're gonna turn this on and see what happens, see if we get a run today. You can see here it was iced up. You gotta figure out something's iced up, mechanical releaser. It's pretty common. You gotta get them running, you gotta get them going. So let me check that out. All right, we got it pulling some vacuum now. Basically, there was ice here. These things were out of sync. Let's take a look in there. All right, there's absolutely nothing coming there right now, even though it is above freezing, but it's kind of cloudy, so it's gonna take a while for that to thaw out. We're gonna head on to the next one. Now, that woods, guys, is leased. That woods is leased, so guys, if you're ever thinking about leasing a woods, unless you're in Vermont, I wouldn't pay more than $1 per tap. You maybe can even get away with less than that here. Some factors might be, you know, how easy it is to get to. Does it have, you know, access with a driveway or a road, or do you gotta be going across a field and it's way out, you know, like half mile away from the road? You know, ease of access maybe makes you pay a little bit more. I like this area out here because it's kind of different for central Wisconsin. We're kind of in a little hilly, bluffy type area, and that's what made that install kind of nice. Was we really didn't have to deal with slope issues. It was on a nice little hill, and everything came to one spot pretty much. So it's like a 15-minute drive from that woods to the next one. That's the farthest one away. Right now we're behind a log splitter. We're gonna leave them in the dust. If you didn't already know, guys, I live in heavy Amish country. I live in Amish paradise, just like Weird Al said. Right here, we're just down from woods number 1 and 2, and a lot of Amish sawmills around here. That guy, his name is David Bontrager, so he mixed it up a little bit. He went with the Bontrager. He put an E in there instead of a A at the end, because most of them are Bontrager. Like 99% of them are Bontrager. This guy went rogue and he came up with Bontrager. Anyway, we're gonna go down here now. We're just heading down to number 1. This is the old woods, the original woods. I'm gonna fire this up and see what we got, if we got anything coming. All right, guys, we're down here at number 1, the Old Woods. This one is gas powered, so we're gonna fire that up and see if anything happens. That one too appears to be froze. Appears. That's what I'm hoping. Hoping we're not done for the season, guys. So we're gonna go out to number 2. That one's a wild ride across that swamp. So come take a ride with me. That was a new record. Thanks for coming along. Okay, we're at number 3 here. This one again is another gas powered pump. We're going to start that up. So that's the first one that showed anything coming over the lines, but that's just ice. That's from stuff that had been sitting in the lines and that was froze. So I don't know, we'll give it another look. On to the next one. Now, before we head over to the other 2, I had actually Albert and Bobby go out start numbers 3 and 4. So we're gonna take a stop up at the world headquarters and see what's going on there before I run out to those to see if any sap is flowing. But I'm telling you right now, guys, it's looking a little scary. All right, guys, we got some Amish built sheds coming in. If you don't know, I do sell Amish cabins and sheds. Hit me up if you need one. Quality and good prices. let's take a look at these sheds that we got here, guys. Just a quick look. This one is kind of interesting in that it's got a side entrance door, and then it's got the double doors. So this would make a cool little storage shed or garden shed or something like that. It's got the 2 windows. Guys, hit me up if you want a shed, a quality shed, and these are affordable. Contact me. You know how to get a hold of me. Let's take a look at this cabin quick. All right, this is the cabin. There's the bedroom. Now these all have that knotty pine interior. You got the bathroom with the shower, toilet, sink, pressure tank, hot water heater. These are basically plug and play. All you gotta do is set them on your concrete slab, hook up your water, hook up your drain and electric, and you're good to go. They have a loft. They have the hickory cabinets, and look at that nice live edge countertop. These countertops and cabinets are literally made right across the highway from the world headquarters. Right there. David Borntrager makes them. That's a Borntrager with an A, not a Borntrager. This is back over to number 3, and if you watched before, this is the one on the ride across the cornfield. It's been so dry here. I mean, I'm driving right across this cornfield in 2-wheel drive right now. It's crazy. I think the guys were over here and already started this, but I checked my sap spy and it didn't appear like it was running. So I think I got to do it. All right, they do have it running. Let's see what's going on. So they just started it up and left it and took off. All right, let's take a look in there and see if any sap is coming. This one, it's almost 11 o'clock now. Again, I just tripped it so the vacuum was actually building. That could be stuff in the lines. So we're gonna go on to number 4. So all right, now we're down the road going to number 4. This one is back in the field too, so we're gonna have to drive in there. You guys know that Clark County, Wisconsin still is the biggest dairy farming county in the United States. Has the most farms. There's one right there. They used to be all just very small dairy farms like the one I grew up on. But now, the overall size has increased greatly. I think back when I was in high school, there was over 30,000 dairy farms in Wisconsin. There was definitely well over 30,000 dairy farms in Wisconsin. Now, I believe it's like 6,000 or 7,000 left. But Clark County is still the hub, the epicenter of dairy farming in the United States. All right, let's go take a walk. That's our little yellow wheelbarrow that sits out here. We use that to haul gas back and forth because this one is gas powered. Now, right now what we're going through is the front part of this woods is the farm that I showed you up there, the Schmitz farm. This is Logan's trees here where he taps, and he sells some sap to me. And you can see here, he's got some bags up kind of near the edge. They're a good barometer of what's going on. These are hard maple out here, and I know he tapped these later. So we're just looking for some visual signs of life out here. Let's walk over. He's got a 3/16 gravity system set up. So let's go take a look at that. This is a nice woods right here. Not all of it's tapped. It's all pretty much hard maple in here now because they did some logging of their own. The sweet smell of gas engines and maple sap, they go hand in hand out here. Walking back out. So at this point there isn't much signs of life. I still feel like stuff is frozen in the lines a bit, but by this time you kind of think you would be seeing some flow. So woods number 1, 2, 3, and 4, which we're leaving right now, those were all tapped back around the 18th of February, at least starting around that time. So within a few days of that date. That on the calendar is way early for us. Let me see who's calling. I'll call them back. Anyway, that on the calendar is way early for us. But given the winter we had, we felt we had to get at it, and we were way behind a lot of people. There was people that were tapping already 3+ weeks earlier than that. I'm a little bit old school in that I think fresher tap holes are always going to yield better, and that you can't just count on being able to tap whenever you want like they do in Vermont. I mean, if you listen to Facebook, you might as well be tapping after Labor Day, and you can expect to get the same amount of sap from that point on right through May. Well, I don't necessarily buy into that. With all that being said, woods number 5 was tapped later, more traditional start date. We tapped that around the 6th of March, so it's only been tapped like 11 or 12 days at this point. I'm gonna go back there with these not showing a whole lot of action. We'll go back there a little later and see what the fresher tap holes are doing, if anything. Or if Mother Nature says, hey, maple dude, this is over, it's done, time to hang it up, take the next 11 months off. Because you all know us maple syrupers just work for a month, and then the rest of the time I'm just taking it easy, enjoying myself, counting my money. All right, guys, now to end out the day, I'm heading back to number 5, the last woods, the ones we tapped around the 10th of March, okay? A traditional tapping date on the calendar. Because you know, you weren't supposed to do that this year. You gotta be tapping these in like November. Let's go see how this is doing. Take a look at this, guys. Take a look at this, guys. That sap is as clear as water. Look at that stuff. It's amazing. And look at it come pouring in there pretty good. Clear sap, clean releaser. But I wasn't supposed to do this. I wasn't supposed to do this. But hey, I'm the maple dude. I rely on TMD wisdom and knowledge. So guys, the thing is, that's not all the sap from today. My buddy Pete, he was already up to the world headquarters and he delivered like 450 gallons already. There it dumps. And we're gonna get probably like 1.5 gallons per tap on this woods when all the other ones that we tapped back in February are done and they're putting out goop and snot and disgusting sap that you can't even boil anymore. Gee, I guess I'm not so stupid for tapping when I did. It was a nice little experiment to see what happened. But hey, the stuff that was tapped back in February, it's done. The stuff that was tapped in March, it's good, and we have a nice forecast coming in the future. This probably will go a couple more weeks. So guys, I guess the moral of the story is here, you don't always have to listen to everything you hear on the internet. In all cases, it doesn't apply to all places. We're in Wisconsin, we're not in Vermont. We don't have the same conditions and the same topography and the same, setup out there as we do in Wisconsin. It's different from each location. This worked out good for me to keep this one going because I tapped it a little bit later. So guys, have a great week. Thanks for watching. Don't forget about the old TMD. And remember, always keep it real.